What's up, guys? It's Chris here to give some brief predictions for WEC 52 going down Thursday night on the Versus Network and also UFC 122. Not the biggest shows, WEC 52, one of only two WEC shows left, but it's kind of under the radar. The big headliner fight is Uriah Faber, which is always, must-see television for the most part if you're an MMA fan, particularly a WEC fan. But the card itself, a lot of good fights on there, but it's under the radar. I think with the whole UFC not 122, but 123 on the horizon, WEC 53, and with the announcement of the merger of UFC WEC. But one of the last two WEC shows, so definitely worth checking out. Plus, WEC events never disappoint in my opinion, always good shows. I'm just gonna talk about a few fights real quick because I talked about these a little more in depth on the radio show, Science of Violence Radio. So you guys can go back and check that out if you'd like. I talked about both these events actually with the Fight Magazine's Danny Acosta. So if you guys want to hear a little more in-depth prediction preview of these events, you can go check that out. I'll put a link in the information part of the video as usual. But on the WEC tip, on the undercard real quick, Cub Swanson, Mackin Semzer. I'm going to go with Mackins to win a decision, but that fight could go either way, close fight. Yves Jabouin against Brandon Vischer. I like Brandon Vischer. I've only seen him fight a couple times, but I really like the guy. I know he lost his last bout, but I really think this guy's got I think he's got some real potential. Yves Jabouin's a good fighter as well, though. He had that Fight of the Year candidate last time out against Mark Hominick that he lost, but damn, that was an exciting fight while it lasted. Man, I honestly don't know who to favor. I'm going to probably favor Jabouin, but I'm a fan of Vischer, so I'm definitely going to be rooting for the guy, and I will not be surprised in any way if he wins this fight. Next up, Demasio Page against Demetrius Johnson. Definitely got to go with Demasio here. Demetrius is kind of a late replacement for Eddie Wineland, which Demasio Page Eddie Wineland was going to be absolute war. It's unfortunate Eddie Wineland got hurt because I was really looking forward to that bout. But credit to Demetrius Johnson for taking the fight on late notice. He's a little bit undersized here though. He's probably the better wrestler, but that's the only advantage I really give him in. And like I said, I think he's undersized. I think Demasio is ready for this fight. I think he's more well prepared, and I see Demasio winning by decision. Next up, Joseph Benavidez taking on Wagner Fabiano. Joseph, another late replacement. I don't remember who he's replacing exactly, but he's taking on Fabiano. Joseph's coming off that loss to Dominic Cruz, title shot. Gave a good account of himself, but clearly lost to Dominic Cruz. As for this fight, Fabiano is the better jiu-jitsu guy, but I don't know. I just think Benavidez is a better fighter. Fabiano doesn't do all that much. Joseph got a deep gas tank, very active. Shorter fighter here in stature, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. I think he's got a little bit better on the feet. Obviously got the better wrestling. If that's going to play a factor or not, we shall see. But I do think it might because Fabiano likes to play from the top control and kind of control fights to decisions. And I think Joseph's got the scrambling and wrestling ability to be able to escape that if he's put on the bottom. So I see Joseph Benavidez winning this fight by decision. Next up, actually, this top three bouts are all Team Alpha Male bouts, Uriah Faber's camp. Next up, though, we got Chad Mendes, Javier Vasquez. This is a good bout, the young guy against the older veteran. Chad Mendes, very good wrestler. Haven't been too impressed by him, though, in the UFC, or WEC. Especially his last fight against Cub Swanson. You got Cub down, but he never really passed guard, never really did a lot with top control. Javier Vasquez looked really good in his last bout, submitting Mackin Semzer. Before that, he looked good submitting Jens Pulver. Chad has the advantage on the wrestling. Stand up, I'd probably give a slight edge to Javier Vasquez. Javier Vasquez much better with the submissions, though. I think that's where he's going to win the fight. I think Chad's going to look to take this fight to the ground. And I think eventually, somewhere within those 15 minutes, Javier Vasquez is going to find an opening and submit Chad Mendes. Main event, Uriah Faber taking on Takeo Mizugaki. Should be a good, exciting fight. Uriah Faber making his debut, I guess, in the WEC, or his re-emergence back to the bantamweight division, where he was formerly the featherweight champion before losing his last bout to Jose Aldo, a bout that I was fortunate enough to be able to attend live, where, he got his leg kicked in. Boy, did Uriah get his leg beat. But credit to Uriah Faber. He never quit. He went all 5 rounds of taking that pounding to his leg. So he showed a lot of heart in that. Mizugaki coming off a win over Hani Yaha. Mizugaki always in entertaining fights, and I expect nothing less here. Uriah Faber pretty much always in entertaining fights as well. I think it'll be interesting how the weight cut affects Uriah, if at all. I think he should be as fast, if not faster. Probably won't have the same strength, but I think this is a good matchup stylistically. I think it'll be a really exciting fight. But I think Uriah's a little too quick. I think he's too technical. And I think he just has an overall advantage in all aspects of the game over Takeya Mizugaki. He might get hit, in exchanges, might get hurt. Mizugaki's got some pretty heavy hands. But Uriah, I think, could survive. He's only ever really been hurt by Tyson Griffin and Mike Brown with punches. I don't think Mizugaki's necessarily a bigger hitter than either of those guys. So I see Uriah Faber winning a unanimous decision in an exciting fight. And then who knows, maybe challenging the winner of Dominic Cruz against whoever Dominic Cruz is taking on next. I don't recall off the top of my head, but whoever Dominic Cruz takes on next, I believe Scott Jorgensen, taking on the winner of that. So if Uriah gets a win, title shot, and we'll see what goes down from there. UFC 122 Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. I don't know. It's going on in Germany. I don't really know the time zones difference there. I know it's going to be free on Spike, and I know we're not going to get to see it live, unfortunately. Just going to go over this fight real quick. Like I said, I've said time and time again, some of these fights that don't look that good on paper end up being more entertaining bouts. The fights just exceed it, or because our expectations are low, and we end up getting some exciting fights. Hopefully that'll be the case. Because on paper, this isn't the most anticipated card. No disrespect to the fighters on it. Amir Sadallah, Peter Sabata. I'm going to favor Amir. I've said it time and time again on my videos. Joe Silva, Dana White like to favor up the former Ultimate Fighter winners, match them up favorably early on. Considering Amir Sadallah is coming off a pretty one-sided loss to Jong Hyun Kim, I think they want to get him back on the winning track, and I think he'll do so here by decision. Krzysztof Szczynski taking on Goran Relic. Both guys coming off losses. Should be a good fight. Probably mostly a stand-up fight. On the ground, it could be pretty comparable. I'd give Krzysztof the edge there, Goran the edge on the feet. Kind of a coin toss. Could go either way. I'm going to go with Krzysztof Szczynski, though, to get a win here. Alessio Sakara taking on Jorge Rivera. This should be a good fight. It should be an entertaining bout. May not hold a lot of implications in the middleweight division, but I think it'll be an entertaining bout the way it's matched up. Sakara, the better boxer. Rivera likes to use Muay Thai. Neither of these guys, ground's not really their game, so I expect more of a stand-up fight here. I'm going to favor Rivera, only because I think he's got more tools to work with on the feet. Sakara is the better boxer, but Muay Thai, you use your fists, you use your elbows, you use your knees, you use your kicks. So I think Rivera will mix it in better. Hard to say. I don't think this fight will go to decision. I think one of these guys is going to get stopped. Either or could, but I'm going to favor Jorge Rivera by TKO. Main event, Nate Marquardt taking on Yushin Okami. I believe it was originally supposed to be Marquardt against Sonnen, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But as we all know, Sonnen got popped for that steroids test after the Anderson Silva fight. This is the #1 contenders bout. The winner of this is scheduled to get the winner of Vitor Belfort versus Anderson Silva. So a lot on the line in this fight. Nate coming off that win not too long ago over Usman Palhares. Okami coming off a win himself over Mark Munoz. Who do I favor in the bout? I'm going to favor Nate Marquardt. I hate saying Nate's last name. I always trip up on it. But I'm going to favor Nate. Although Yushin has been training with Team Quest, which may help him, considering Chael Sonnen had a great game plan in beating Nate Marquardt, taking him down, stifling him from top position. And Yushin may try to do that. But I don't know. He's not quite the wrestler that Chael is. He's not the wrestler Chael is. Although Yushin does have some good takedowns and himself as well, some good top control. But I think Nate should be able to fend off most of those or be able to get back up to the feet if he is taken down. And on the feet, I think he's much better. I just think he's more well-rounded. Strikes-wise, Yushin's not a bad boxer, but he's not very aggressive. Not to say Nate is the most, but Nate mixes in those kicks well. High kicks. Good. He's got good hands. He's got good power. Knees. We saw that. I think that was a knee. Oh no, I was gonna say it was a knee against Damian Maia. I believe Damian Maia tried for the flying knee and got knocked out. But Marquardt did show that great striking combination when he knocked out Wilson Govea. That's what I was thinking of. Either way, should be a close fight. I think either guy has a chance. I think either guy could win it. I think it could be a close decision. Maybe even controversial. Maybe even a split decision. Who knows? But I am going to favor Nate Marquardt to win this fight by decision. Anyways, that's it for now. Don't know if I'll be back Saturday, Sunday, talk about these fights. But if not, I will talk about them Sunday on the radio show, Science Violence Radio Show. My co-host that day is going to be SureDog.com's Jordan Breen. So we'll definitely be going over all these fights, as well as previewing UFC 123, Rampage versus Machida. Plus we'll be talking about on the boxing tip, we're talking about Pacquiao Margarito and you know, some other stuff going on. So looking forward to that. I'll put a link to the information part to the show if you want to go hear mine and Danny Costa talk about these fights more in depth, or if you want to check out Sunday's show with Jordan Breen on there, as well as a link to my Twitter if you want to just know when the show is. You know, if you don't want to just look on here, you can. I always post when the show is going to be in archives and all that. So that's it for now. Want to hear your guys' thoughts on these events, the fights, what are you looking most forward to, and your predictions. Till next time, though, guys, I'm out.